everybody. I just wanted to do a quick chat video because I know it's been a minute and I've been a little chaotic with my channel. I don't know how much you've watched before about my other chats. My grandma passed away at the funeral. All that is over. Thank God, because I miss her already, but you know what I mean. I'm glad that the services are behind us. But this week will be the last time that I'm ever going in her house. We're taking what we inherited as far as furniture. She left us all specific things, and we're going through room by room and saying, does anybody want this? And whatever people don't want, we're putting in I think we're going to do like a silent auction or something. But in my childhood, I never had one solid house other than my grandparents. My parents moved around a lot, so every Christmas, every birthday, every summer, every winter, every spring, every fall, that was the house we gathered at for holidays. So this is like my dream house. It's almost like my grandparents dying all over again to be at. My grandpa was like Noah from The Notebook. He built my grandma that house. They actually lived across the street when they first got married, and then they moved one house over, and my grandpa bought the plot across the street, which is now my grandparents' house in the town that they built. So there's even a road called Oot Lane right by the house that his brother built off the same road. His brother and his wife was one house over from my grandpa. So, not only do I have my grandparents' house that they built this in pretty much entire neighborhood. My family, blood, sweat, and tears created Manoa and Fremont and Erie Village and some of Canterbury Woods. They've created a lot of towns and homes, and they're all gone except Aunt Dolores is the only one left and my grandpa's sister. And now I have to lose the house. And this is going to be a hard week because I told my grandma since I was knee length, I'm going to buy your house one day. I can't afford it. It sucks. But, I didn't necessarily need me to live there. I just wanted, someone in the family to keep it because my grandpa built that house. And we have all of our memories. We all gathered there for freaking at least 36 plus years. They did it before I was even born, So it's that was my one safe haven, my stable place in this whole world. I'm dreading the day of driving by and someone else lives there and you see them come out. They're sitting on my grandparents' porch, not even knowing that was my grandpa's wedding present to my grandma. He loved her. He built that house from the ground up based on the life that my grandma wanted. And there's all these secret things in there that my grandma, I'm so dreading it. I'm already drained. So that's going to be hard to deal with, and I'm sure whatever they decide to do it this week, it's sometime this week, that will be my last time. When we're doing that and we're collecting our furniture. I have some things around my studio of hers. I have some things around the house of hers. It's not the same. That house means everything to me. I am an emotional person. I care about the trees we planted in that yard together. I care about every fucking now in that house because it came from my blood and it was such a love story. That's why I love the movie The Notebook so much. It reminds me of their love story. My grandma used to watch that movie and cry and talk about my grandpa and how he built the house for her. And I read every single letter from when my grandpa was at war. He was gone for 2 years and they wrote each other religiously. if my grandma didn't get a letter, she would panic, which kind of happened a lot because the mail was slow back then. But she kept every letter. He kept every letter. I wish I didn't read some of them, to be honest, because they're my grandparents. But at the same time, it's like, they loved each other. Like, it's Noah and Allie for real. Remember in that movie, Noah wrote to her every day for a year? My grandpa wrote at least twice a week to my grandma for 2 fucking years. Came home and built her a house. They got married. She had to say goodbye. She didn't see her husband again for 2 freaking years. And she had my Uncle Greg while he was at war, I believe. So I kind of missed a little bit of Uncle Greg's life. I'm not sure if he was home already. Actually, I wasn't born yet, but I'm pretty sure he was at war when my grandma was pregnant. And so he wanted to come home and build the safe neighborhood and the safe house for her. And everything he did was with his brothers, for his family, for his friends, for other people who were coming home from war. And they didn't build mansion houses. They built everyday class people could have a solid home coming back from war for their families to be able to afford it. That was important to my grandpa. So this is like so hard because I don't even think I'm going to go back to the town because it's going to be too hard. Like, everybody's dead and now their houses are sold and I can't deal. I just can't. Like, it kills me. Like, I've been playing the lottery. Like, I think I played twice last week. And, like, maybe twice the week before. And I rarely play. Sometimes I do. It's once in a blue moon. But I'm like, come on, Grandma. Don't let me lose your house. I don't think it's going to happen. I hope. I'm going to keep playing. That's the only way I'm going to get the house if I win the lottery. But that's a hard thing. So I might dip out again this week. Please understand whatever day I'm going. I'm just going to be too emotionally fucked up to be able to do any readings. And I have no idea what day it's going to be because they're probably going to call me the morning of. I don't get warning. I'm like the last person called. I forget to tell me shit sometimes because I'm quiet. I just kind of slink off and do my own thing. And everyone's like, oh God, I forgot to call Lizzie. I'm usually like, you guys are already there? Oh my God, I'll be there in 5 minutes, you fucking dicks. But anyway, with that going on, grieving takes time, and Grandma and I were very close, so I needed a minute. Even though her services were later, I still trying not to cry thinking about my grandma. Yesterday, we were laughing. I was like laughing to the point of my sides hurting, and then all of a sudden I started crying because something was said and done that my grandma, and it's like triggered a memory of her, and I was like, it's so funny, but it's so sad because I miss her. Like, I'm on the fence. Like, right now, I'm like, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Don't. Eyeballs. But it took me a while when my grandpa died too, and so honestly, I'm like touch and go. I'm a little bit insane as far as emotions go, but I am a holistic healer, and I spent most of my life shoving my emotions down. I refuse. I won't fucking do it. Other than, like, you're being ridiculous. There's no reason to cry right now. That's why I'm doing it. But if I go upstairs after this and I'm changing and I feel it coming, I might let my tears out. But that's what I've learned. Like, you need to embrace the process of grief. So, also, I'm trying to figure out my career. I lost my career in the pandemic. I worked in the wedding industry. So, that's shitty. I know the world's starting to open up, but I don't think they're ever going to call me back. I don't think they're ever going to go back to full staff. I know they kept certain people, but that's because they had been there for years. And at the time when the pandemic hit, I was like a month from my 1-year anniversary, so I didn't even get to work there for a year. So technically I'm still a rookie, which really sucks because I had a really shitty job and I worked there for way too long, and I finally got the gumption to stand up to the fucking bullies. I'm like, listen, I fucking hate this. Not, you know what I mean? But I stood up, I quit my job, and I went and I found this job that I really loved. It was very creative, very artistic, and then not even a year later, the pandemic hit. So I'm like, what the fuck? I transformed my life, and then roadblock again. But such is life. So I'm a very creative person. I thrive on creativity. I need it. Like, I've worked lots of jobs. I ran a daycare out of my house. I've been a tutor. I taught pre-K. I've cleaned houses. I've worked at a hotel. I've worked in every part of the restaurant, serving, cooking, dishwashing, you name it, I've done it. Crime scene cleanup, anything, like cleaning up horse poop, making beds at hotels. Did I already say that? Probably. Working at a grocery store, stocking shelves all night long while everyone else was sleeping, being a cashier. I could go on all day, but nothing makes me happy unless it's creative. Like creativity, god damn it, Mercury retrograde. I can't deal. So I'm like struggling because all the creative jobs kind of fell under, or you need like an art degree that I don't have because I went to law school. And I didn't figure out till later that creative is my thing. So I kind of wasted 2.5 years of my life. I didn't finish. Obviously, you can't get a law degree in 2.5 years. But I did pass my baby bar. Except it's with a different last name. No, I've never been married before either. It's a different story. I had another life once. It was great. I really liked it. But anyway, what else should I talk about? Oh, yeah. So the spiritual work, like I'm really trying to hone in, like, should I make this my career? Is this my thing? Because I'm never satisfied with one thing. That's my problem. Like, my creativity evolves and I'm like, oh, I want to do this, or oh, that's why I have all different kinds of videos on my page. As you can tell, I'm always trying out new things. I don't like to be predictable. I don't like to do the same things over and over, and I kind of honestly dipped a little bit in the tarot. Like, I know I'm new to YouTube. It hasn't even been a year yet, but on Facebook I've been doing readings and filming for a very long time. My whole freaking life story is on there, by the way. I'll put my Facebook page in the description box if you're really fucking bored and you've watched all your Netflix shows and Hulu. I have about a bazillion videos just me talking like this about my fucking life on my Facebook page. If you want to know more about me, that's a good place to start. But anyway, so I'm thinking about like what, I know I'm a healer. I know I want to stick to healing. I'm never going to give up tarot fully. I'm always going to do that. But I am kind of leaning to, like, I need to embrace more of my mediumship. I'm a medium. I channel spirits more than I read tarot, and I really want to use my mediumship and my psychic abilities in that sense, as far as I want to be a paranormal investigator. That is like my dream fucking job. Like, if you could prove that you don't just die and nothing happens to you on a world level, do you know how freeing that would be for people who are scared to die or are dying from a virus or cancer, like, or people who just genuinely live in fear of death most of their life? If you could prove in a way that nobody can debunk, which is going to be extremely fucking hard, but that's my mission, just to prove that faith is real. Like, what you believe in, you have no idea. Like, a lot of people just live in the 3D and they think, oh, this is it. Like, there's no magic, there's nothing special, that psychics don't exist, aliens aren't real. Like, I'm not sure if I believe in everything. Like, I don't know if Bigfoot is real. I don't know if there's mermaids. I would like to think there was. That would be pretty cool, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know, though. We haven't explored all of space or the ocean to know that. But like unicorns, that would be cool, but I really don't think unicorns are, like, I don't believe in everything. I'm not gullible. I don't think the world is flat or anything like that, but I do believe in the paranormal because I am a medium and I can channel. I know. I also told the whole story on my Facebook page of how I kind of died before, so I was right. I guess you can't technically call it dying because I was never like brain dead or anything, but I was kind of dead for a second. Like, I don't remember physically leaving. I do remember having an experience, but I never went anywhere or saw anything. But that was the beginning of accepting my life as a medium. So I really want to go and work with other people who have psychic gifts who are scared of it or being tormented by spirits because they are a medium. I want to help people who are living in haunted homes that they go to the church and the church tells them they're not real, even though they know for 100% fact that it is because they have a whole college curriculum in the church about demonic spirits and possession and how to get them out and remove and practice exorcisms. You have to have a license through the church to be an exorcist, but spirits aren't real. I grew up Catholic, so as a medium, no, I was not welcomed in that church, but bet your ass I am welcomed by God. He gave me this gift. He knows 100% that it's real. But the church isn't accepting of it. Never has. Never will be. They're getting better as far as when people come in and say, hey, I'm having a problem. There's more priests that are willing to come to the house and bless it. I will support that, but if you ask a diehard Catholic, they will look you dead in the face. I mean, as a priest or a nun, even though they went to school and they learned that it's real and they have a whole library in the Vatican about this shit that I would love to go and explore. I would spend my whole life in that building just reading all the information that people collected. My dream day would be to sneak into the Vatican library. I mean, some people want to rob banks. I just want to read ancient shit. But don't ever take me to Egypt either, because I'll start digging outside the hotel. Like, I don't care where we are in Egypt. This whole place has shit in it, and I want to find it. I love archaeology. I used to want to be one, but I don't believe in tomb raiding. I don't believe in disturbing, but I do believe in recording history, so it's like a double-edged sword. Anyway, let's not get off target. So I am going back to school as far as spiritual school. I am reading up and learning all about what is a demonic entity, how do I perform an exorcism, how do I help people who are struggling. Like, I know how to communicate with spirits, but I will not communicate with a demonic entity. I tell them to fuck right off, and I put my wall up and I push them out of wherever I'm at. I have no problem removing them, but I know to be an investigator, you have to kind of antagonize and associate and communicate with these things, which then also puts you at risk, because just by communicating with one, you're allowing them to come close to you. I don't like that. My guides let me know, and like, I can feel it. As a medium, I 100% feel. I know when like somebody has died and had a living life, and somebody who's never had a living life, and you can feel the difference between angels as well and regular souls. So the same is true for the evil side. If I feel it, I leave. Because I know, like, as a medium, you're more receptive. It's like that movie Insidious. I really like that movie because it's like the best way to explain it. You know, the part where they're walking through the mind and they have a lantern and everything's dark and you can only see the lantern, and they were worried that the dark thing was going to follow them. That's what a medium is. All the dark for the evil, and then they see this light, and it's like a moth to a flame. They need to snuff that light out. They don't like people who walk in the light. It is their mission to corrupt us, to make us evil, because then you're taking one from the good side, and that's like, if it was a video game, I would be worth more points because I am affiliated with them. So they hunt you, and I had a lot of difficult situations when I was a kid that I don't talk about, and even when I was younger and I didn't know that you couldn't say things in church, I did voice myself, and I got kicked out, and I wasn't even 6 years old yet. So I really want to do something as far as helping kids like me, because they're not going to get that in church, and they're not going to get it from their parents. I can't tell you how many times they're like, oh, it's all in your head, you're not seeing it, it's not real. Well, how the fuck do you know? You're not me. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. It was really hard to make adults listen. So I really want to work with kids, especially medium kids, because they don't know what a medium is. I remember not being able to tell the difference between who was alive and who wasn't. I was a little ass kid. I didn't know. I was playing with dead kids. I assumed my siblings could see them, but they couldn't. You know what I mean? So they don't know. They're innocent. And because they're innocent, they have a lot of things that target them. And I definitely want to go in and kick those things back and be like, get off my little mediums. You know, I'm a protector of kids. I really want to work with kids. I definitely want to work with sexually abused children one day as well. But right now I'm focusing on my mediumship and helping kids like me so they don't have to grow up hiding in their rooms, petrified to go to sleep or anything crazy like that, and have nobody believe them. Why? This is 2021. You know, we're all out here looking for aliens. We can't accept the fact that a house might be haunted and your kid might be seeing something. Like, yes, I know that kids have imaginary friends, but when your kids start having, like, they're peeing their pants or they have marks on their body that you can't explain, and they won't sleep in their room, and they're, like, physically shaking if you try to put them in their room, you understand fear when you can see it in your kids. Like, what's wrong? Why are you scared? Don't just chalk it up as they had a night terror. You know, I mean, obviously don't just bring up ghosts, but if your child keeps saying on a repetitive level that there's someone in my room and he's hurting me, I think you should fucking listen. I think you should buy some sage, even if you can't see it. Even as a medium, I've had kids come up to me and tell me things are happening. I go in their home with them, and the motherfuckers hide because I'm an adult, and they know I have enough oomph behind me to get it out. So they pick on the children because they don't have the power that we do. They hide from us. They attack your kids. Not cool. I never, even when I know that they're fibbing, because there has been, they're little kids fib. Ask a kindergarten teacher how many crazy things they hear in one day. So there has been some kids, they went off like, I have a green monster under my bed. And I know it was just a dream, and they're not really scared. They just want attention. They just want someone to talk to. And I'll sit there and be like, oh yeah? Green monster? Alright, well, we'll get that green monster out, play along. They need attention for a second and they feel better. They're little ass kids, they don't know. So I can tell the difference between when somebody is telling me the truth, when they're really traumatized and they feel like they have a ghost experience, from people who just need attention. I don't discriminate. I am an advocate for mental health. Hello. Anyway. So I will be studying, hitting the books. I'll probably do a lot more to connect to deceased loved one readings in the future. What else to tell you? What's going on in my life? Nothing much. We're kind of on the fence. I don't know where you are. How are you with the world opening up? Like, I feel like towards the end of the summer we're going to be allowed to do stuff, but there's still a lot of things closed. But then there's liberties now with not wearing masks as long as you're outside. You don't really have to wear masks around here, but if you go in the store or something, you have to. I'm just waiting for like concerts to come, or I know we can go to the movie theaters now, which is big, but a lot of people aren't. I feel like people are hesitant, so I'm waiting to see if the numbers jump. Now that things are opening, I feel like a lot of people are like me in that sense. I'm not afraid of getting coronavirus. Ugh, hiccups. I'll walk in the building. I kind of want to just get it over with because I can never get the immunization shot because I'm allergic to it. So, it's kind of like chicken pox. My mom made me go play with a kid with chicken pox. I got the chicken pox. I got him over with. I survived it. I feel like I could survive COVID. If I get it, then I have the antibodies and I don't need the shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get it again, but so can the people who get the shot. So, it's like I'm going to get it eventually because I can't have the shot. I'm in that mentality of it's like just a matter of time before, unfortunately, knock on wood, COVID finds me because I can't protect myself like everybody else and the world's opening up. I mean, I'm not going to be protected, and people like me who can't have it aren't going to be protected, and there's a bunch, like, most of my family is totally against the shot and doesn't want it. Surprisingly, most of us work in the medical field, too. So, I listen to the doctors when my sister's boss, who's been a doctor for, like, I don't even know, 25 plus years, refuses to get it done. Like, that makes me nervous. They're like, no, I do not trust that shot at all whatsoever. Maybe in a couple of years, but I am not getting it now. For a doctor to say that, I'm like, what? You went to school a lot longer than me. But there's a lot of doctors that support it, but I feel like it's because they're paid to. I listen to the doctors that aren't paid to stand on TV and tell you shit. Those are the ones I pay attention to and have at least a decade of experience as a doctor. Most doctors I'm finding don't want it. And that's surprising. You know, they work in the medical field and they're around it. You know, you'd think that they would want it more than anyone else, but a lot of them are like, no. No, it hasn't been studied. You don't know what the effects are, and you don't know what it's going to do to you down the road. You don't even know what getting corona is going to do to you. We're already finding out that it can permanently damage scent and taste and hearing, you know, so it's a little early in the game to be in the shot zone. But, you know, I don't want to freak anybody out from getting it, so don't let me influence your choice. Make it for yourself. I just can't. I kind of had my choice made for me. Like, do you want to die or be paralyzed? Okay, then maybe you shouldn't get the shot. Alright, so I just wanted to tell you all, I'm not like abandoning my channel. I just honestly have been grieving and dealing with family shit. And my family's fighting. It's like, it's annoying. I'm trying to stay out of it, but I'm kind of like in my older age, like, no bullshit. Like, I don't really like you. I think you're negative. I don't like that. The things that come out of my mouth. There's specific issues where I'm like, I take it for the sake of peace, but I feel like if it's damaging to myself or my other family members to be silent, then I'm like, no. This is not happening, and everyone's like, I couldn't just keep it quiet for 5 more minutes. And I'm just like, no, not this time. Most of the time I am quiet. I'm the quiet one that everyone forgets about. So if I'm speaking up, maybe you should speak up too. But nobody listens to me until after shit happens. I literally predict bad shit, and I warn people, and they don't believe me, and then it happens, and they call me up and they're like, I should have fucking listened to you. Story of my life. Anyway, I love you all very much. Just a quick chat. I'm sorry if it was boring. I just wanted to tell you what was good. I'm looking for a new career. I'm trying to be a paranormal investigator, but to do it and able to... Mercury retrograde is kicking my speech ass. But to become a paid investigator, you have to have a lot of experience. So I gotta like find a crew to be on, and before I can do that, I need to learn a lot more. So I'm on that quest right now. spiritually growing and evolving, and I might change my mind next week. Who knows? I'm on a fool's journey. Let's just roll with it, people. Who the fuck knows what 2022 is going to look like? I hope it's good. I hope I have a new career. Because I'm sick of filling out applications. It's stupid. I love you all. See you all soon. Bye, guys.